Welcome out with the Finn.
I'm again in the Finnish wilderness without a tent or a sleeping bag, testing if I will make it through the night. I will heat up a rock wall to stay warm, build a shelter to get cover from rain, make a bed, stack up walls and cook delicious food in a fire pit. So many things will go wrong and I had to wake up during the night to a nasty surprise. So come along to this crazy experience, relax and
enjoy.
I think I can set up the camp leading to this big rock, heat up the ground, heat up the rock so that I have a nice and warm bed, and I need to make some sort of a shelter. But it's 10:30 in the morning, so I have a lot of time, and now in the summer the sun is almost up during the night, so don't need to hurry. This is where I will sleep this night. There are a lot of these dead trees in this forest that will burn real nicely. This is a really great method of making feather sticks with the skrama. So I was asked by one of you to explain the rules of making a fire in the Finnish forest, so I've simplified it into 3 simple rules. 1. Always check the forest fire warning. If there is a warning, you are not allowed to make a fire anywhere. 2. Your own land. You can make a fire anywhere in your own land or the land of your friends or relatives if you have a permit for that. 3. Government land. You can make a fire in these areas to the government-owned land using the sticks and branches that are laying on the ground, unless there is a fireplace within 500 meters of your location. And here is a link to see where the government-owned land is, and of course you can make a fire to a public fireplace if there is no forest fire warning. Well, apparently the flames are so hot that the moss up there is also burning, so I need to do something about that. Oh, I'm so sweaty. It's really hot here. Got those bigger logs there, so it's a perfect time for a little lunch break. Oh, I'm sweating so much. But in the night it should go between 5 and 10 Celsius degrees. So I want to have a dry bed right there on top of those coals. That's the reason why I did this kind of a trench around the fire pit, because even though the moss is very wet, it will start burning when it gets dry, because this is really hot fire. Oh. It is just so hot in here. Oh. For lunch I'm having this dried chicken Canarian pata, Canarian stew. I dried the chicken myself and then I use this kind of spice mix. This is what I'll use when hiking in the summer, but now I want to try this. Doing this is so exhausting. I'm using a lot of energy and also water. I'm sweating constantly and moving around constantly. Oh look, I got a friend. Okay, I think my stew is ready. Ah! I dropped my stew! Ah! You see, I have this kind of a handle that creeps to the edge of the pot, so somehow it slipped out of there and I dropped the pan. Thankfully I still have the majority here. Some went to waste. Oh yeah, this is really good. I'm gonna enjoy these on the hike. Learned from last time. This time I have leather gloves. I dropped it again when I was moving the camera, but I think that's still good. That's done. Oh, it was really good. So I got this middle part burning really well, and I think the rock is really warm from there. Also the ground is dry. But I still need to spread the fire to this end and also burn the other end. Bounced straight to the fire. Whew. Surprisingly accurate measure. Time for a little coffee break. This is really exhausting to build a shelter like this, but it is so much fun. I got a little bit of soy milk here. Okay, back to work.
My last survival video got a lot of comments that I am chopping down way too many live trees. But the thing is that I always pick up these kind of ones that grow really close to each other. This big one will get much more sunlight when I chop down this smaller one from right next to it. Got the frame ready and now I'll just start stacking pine tree branches. I'll start stacking them from the bottom so that the needles point downwards, because if it rains it will work kind of like a brick roof. This is going to take a while. This is enough for now. I've got the first layer of the roofing done. I think now I'm able to just put more on top of that and I don't need any rope anymore. Visually this looks all done now, but if I peek underneath there I can see a lot of daylight, and that means that there are a lot of holes where water can come through, so I need to fix that. My original plan was just to put pine tree branches on the warm coals when they have cooled down a bit and lay just on there. But it's now only 3 p.m. I have the roof, so I'm still going to make a bed. I have some leftover wood here, so... This wall is just so nice and warm. But the wind is blowing a bit in this direction, so I think I need to build some sort of walls here. My lower back is already hurting. It's going to be an exhausting day. And to build that wall, I'm going to use as many dead trees as I can find here. It is starting to look like a home. That That was quite a lot of work, but now I got some cover from the wind. I mean, the first wall is a bit too low, but it will cover me from some of the wind when I'm laying down. But the second wall worked much better. It is starting to look like a proper shelter, but it's already almost 5 p.m, so I need to start prepping my dinner. I found that really big rock from underneath there, and I'm trying to break it into smaller pieces so that it's easier to carry to my campsite. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm going to use these rocks to make a fire pit so that it's much safer to make a fire and also leave it for the night when I go to sleep. For dinner I'm making sweet potato and some pike that I've caught myself. Last time I made sweet potatoes while camping, somebody told me that I don't actually need the foil because the skin of the potato is so tough that it works fine. I'm piercing a few holes to the sweet potato to make it cook more evenly. That needs to be there in the coals for approximately an hour, and I'll turn it every now and then. I need to upkeep the fire and make a lot of firewood. Oh, don't want to break that. This is really cozy. The rock behind me is still really warm, and now the campfire is heating up this place. All this dry wood around me and the rock behind me will reflect a lot of that heat and keep me nice and warm. It is starting to drizzle a bit. Oh no, I need to move these on top of my bed before they get wet. What I have here is basically a wearable sleeping bag, but I consider this to be more like a blanket, not an actual sleeping bag. Oh wow. Oh, feels so nice to lay down. My lower back is hurting a lot. It didn't start raining after all. Oh wow. Oh, feels so nice to lay down. My lower back is hurting a lot. It didn't start raining after all. It is raining. I really hope that the roof holds. I'm a bit scared that the edge of the cliff might leak some water in, but this right here is quite well sealed, so let's see what happens. Thankfully I now have a lot of firewood, my food is getting ready, all of my stuff is rainproof. Got a few mosquitoes here, so I don't need to be alone. So now I just need to wait until I eat and everything will be just perfectly fine. There's some olive oil. And then I have some pike I caught, vacuum sealed at home. By the way, all the fish from the Finnish waters need to be cooked very well because there is the risk of getting a pest, lapamato. It's kind of this intestinal worm, not nice. Some salt. Oh, back in. Oh, it smells so good. Okay, doesn't work similarly to my last time. Some sweet potato and pike. The sweet potato is maybe a bit too raw still, but I don't mind, I'm really hungry. The pike is so good. That's done, almost. The rest of the sweet potato was not cooked. Oh, but I had a little break here after eating and I'm getting really tired. I need to go sleep real soon. But I did not get exactly full from that meal, so I think I need to make supper immediately. I was laying down there maybe half an hour, so at least the small drizzle does not get through there. My boots are wet from sweat, so I'm going to try out a new method drying my boots and socks. It is really hard to get rubber boots dry. I have a few rocks here and I'll put these in boiling water and heat them up. The reason I am boiling the rocks instead of just putting them there to warm up, because heating up rocks directly on fire is very dangerous, as those rocks might have some water inside them, and when you heat that up the rocks might actually explode. So having these rocks around here is safer because they don't get as hot. Just to make sure, I want to boil those rocks instead of heating them directly on the coals. For supper I'm eating gluten-free lihapiirakka, meat pie. I'm just going to put this somewhere here to warm up. Oh no! I have dropped down so much food during this trip. Well, I think it's edible. That's just fine. Some peppermint tea. Ooh. I think this is ready. Oh yeah, it's nice and toasty. Oh, that thing is hot. And some mustard. Oh yeah, this is really good. Nice to get myself warm before going to sleep. I can use the boiling water to make dishes. So I'll now put these boiling hot rocks inside my socks. Like that. And I'll drop it inside the boot. Oi. Tomorrow we'll see if my boots are dry.
Time to crawl in bed.
Okay, time to go to sleep. I got my wool shirt on, gloves on, so that mosquitoes won't get to me, and this mosquito net. It's drizzling a bit, so let's hope I stay dry and warm. See you guys in the morning. I slept for about an hour and it started raining a lot, so my left foot is completely soaked right now. I had to make the fire so that I can dry out my leg. As you see right there, there is a gap between the roof and the rock, so it's leaking from there. But otherwise this roof is working really nicely. Okay, back to sleep. Well, good morning. It was not that great idea to build a shelter like this next to a cliff, because the water is like sliding on the cliff and dripping on top of me. The ceiling itself is working surprisingly well. I was getting wet throughout the night from the gap between the roof and the cliff. It's going to be a beautiful day. Thankfully I had this blanket, because otherwise I would have been really wet. But this taught me a lot. Next time I need to enforce the ceiling even more. Okay, I need to go find some firewood. I burned all I had last night when I was trying to dry my leg. But it's going to be great practice now, because everything in the forest is really wet. Didn't need this after all. You can see, even though everything in the forest is wet, that this tree from the inside is completely dry. So I'm going to use the interior of this to start the fire. This is what I used also during the night. I always carry for this kind of wet conditions some cotton and Vaseline. Here I have my porridge. And I have some lingonberry, this is like baby food. These are just the best for camping. Morning porridge outdoors, by a fire, and having a hot cup of coffee. What could be better? Maybe the fact that my feet wouldn't be so soaking wet. I must say that this was not the best shelter I built. The outer layer of this blanket is waterproof, so I stayed really dry, nice and warm. Only after my first incident, when my feet got wet. Temperature-wise, it is a great idea to make a shelter against the rock like this, but shelter-wise, the water will drip along the rock, along this wall, and that got me wet. I should have had the bed like 30 centimeters away from the rock wall. Yeah, crazy experience. That's done. I can't tell yet how well this rock in a sock system worked, because my boots were kind of getting water inside them through the ceiling, so I'm not sure how well this worked. I mean, this would work as a weapon. Well, this was an exciting adventure, at least for me, because I was the one getting wet during the night. If you don't want to build all this and still sleep horribly in the wilderness, check out ZenBivy from the description of this video and use the discount code to get the most comfortable sleep system for hiking and backpacking. And remember to subscribe if you haven't done so yet. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video, but otherwise, thank you for watching and see you on our next adventure.